here at KHP. It's just me today too. It's Darren Whitaker would normally be with me, but he is right now stepping onto Komodo Island. So I'd much rather be where he is at the moment. But good luck to Daz. Hopefully we'll have a ton of good pics and videos to send me, rather than most of the photos he sent me of him sticking up his finger at me lately, which is nice to see with a big smile on his face. So just me, and normally Saturday afternoon is hatchie setup afternoon, where pretty much anything that's hatched out through the week I grab out and set up into individual tubs. This week there's been a little bit of an explosion with 4 clutches out and 3 clutches that are pipped or half pipped and ready to go. So it's a very busy afternoon and no doubt a busy day tomorrow. So I thought I would grab the caramel double het pepper albino clutch, mostly because I want to see what's in it. It's one that's always a very exciting clutch, double het to double het, and hard to chase down those odds at least 1 in 16 getting a double visual, but we'll give it a run. Just turn on the chat properly so I can see what's happening. Corey Farr, hey mate. Mr. Muzz. Brendan Keegan, g'day mate. You've received your package well, Mr. Keegan, hopefully. I'll just get a few things sorted here. So yeah, I thought I'd do the caramel double head clutch, and I might do a separate stream because I've got about 4 clutches to have a quick look back through that hatched out through the week. So I might cut this caramel clutch and then have a quick break and come back and have a look through some other clutches, see how much time there is, because I have plans for later, and maybe cut. There is a Ghost by Bradley Het Exanthic clutch there as well. So we'll just see how we go for time, but time is always the killer. So sorry about the no notice, but it's just got to happen now or it's not happening. So I'll try to keep an eye on the chat as I'm snipping through. Keegan, yeah, all good. Yep, I got your message, mate. Hope it settled in well. Christopher, g'day, mate. So I will slip over to the other camera and we will start having a look through the caramel double het clutch. So it could be a long afternoon. We'll try and wrap this thing up pretty quickly so we can have a look at a couple of other clutches after, and then I'll set up hatchies all afternoon. It's very exciting. Let's flip over to that one. Brad, g'day Brad, always well mate. Finish work for one day, start work in the back shed straight away. Always good times. So I saw these out this morning, so these were the first, just a couple of wild types that have jumped on out. Look at this tub. So I'm pretty sure these, yeah, no dark eyes. Yeah, 3 from 3, just on the wildies for a start. Maybe a caramel, couple of caramels, maybe all caramel even, but nothing with the magic black eye. So it was a decent clutch, 22 eggs. So hopefully what's left there will have some things with black, or ideally some solid red eyes would be fantastic. Last year I was lucky enough to get a Albino Pepper Jaguar, which is absolutely beautiful animal. It's actually right here. Don't mind the messy tub. Cleaning lady comes tomorrow. This was one I prepared earlier. That's last year's. That boy, absolute stunning animal. Let's see if I can get a better shot without ruining everything here. But yeah, absolutely love the colour, the solid eyes, beautiful combo snake. Camera doesn't like that white paper much, so hopefully this year I can manage to try and pull just a straight albino pepper without the Jaguar. Would be fantastic. We'll see what the odds come through with. And this one is looking a whole lot better. There's that little darker eyes. always much nicer to see. Brad, no, Daz is actually standing on Komodo Island as we speak. So he will not be joining us. He's in a far better location of the world than stuck in a snake room somewhere. So good luck to Daz. So this one looks definitely Pepper. Try to not snip his neck as I get in there. Hey Charlie, how are you, mate? Mr. Deepstone. That's the nice pepper pattern that we want to see. That and the yellow one will be just fine. Very alive and well, happy and healthy. One pepper, a few wildies. If Daz was here, we could have a bet. He could lose some alcohol to me, but I think that's why he actually went on holiday, so he didn't have to play games with me anymore. But we'll see when he returns. This one. That looks very pepperish as well. I'll just move these. Anything white seems to kill these cameras' focusing ability. We'll just move all of those out of the way. Okay, got it. That's looking good. Nice little silver pepper. A solid black eye, broken up pattern, quite often the lines down the back end. Still fairly new to the hobby, only been a few years since Darren finally sold some after spending a very long time doing all the work to prove it out correctly. Dotting all I's, crossing all T's. He certainly did a very good job over many years of proving out the silver pepper June, which is how it should be done. The 2 peppers in a row, going strong. Hello, Elizabeth. Just finished work. It's the best time of the week. I have just finished work at lunchtime just to get in here and get some stuff done. There's a nice little caramel wild type. So all the wildies or caramels in this will be 66% POS double het pepper albinos. Often some quite nice little things fly out of these clutches too, with the Murray blood mixed in there. Certainly some of the Murray albinos out there at the moment causing quite a stir. Good looking animals. That one is looking wildy. You see that eye? Yep. Standard eye. Standard wildy. No caramel at all. G'day Deb, how are you? Beautiful animal indeed. If it was not a jaguar, it would be in a very pretty place somewhere for me to stare at a whole lot more than when I just opened that tub. But it's always an awesome surprise to rip open that tub because that snake never disappoints. And that is just a standard albino, so we're getting closer to the money. But you can see that the Murray influence gives that really nice, deeper red color. Almost exactly what we want. Just one more gene, please. G'day, Stuart. Yes, just me, mate. Daz left me on a little sailing holiday. He's actually just on Komodo Island right now. I did talk to him a little while ago, but he was about to just go and take a tour on Komodo Island, which I wish I was there with him. I will definitely get to Komodo Island at some point in my life. He sent me a picture this morning. The island looks fantastic from the boat. Another albino, and that one has got some really nice deep colour. I'm going to try it, and let me see if I can zoom on that. Sometimes the colour on them is absolutely stunning. good looking albino Posshead pepper. But again, not quite the perfect snake for what I am looking for. But a decent clutch, so hopefully we can run some albino wads down in the last dozen or so eggs there. This one's still a little bit wet, not quite right. Oh, I very much like the look of that straight out of the packet. That one's a little bit underdone. Still very wet in there. You can still see a lot of that fluid, but that pattern to me looks absolutely fantastic. And if I was advising anybody else, I would tell them to leave this alone. This has not fully absorbed enough yet, but that's all we need though. I don't know if you can see that down inside. I'll try and zoom in on that. It's causing too much of a stir. Come on, camera, work with me. But I can see that solid red eye lurking down beneath there, and the beautiful pattern of the albino pepper. So that to me looks like a solid win. Yep. And a bit of movement there, which is the good sign. Happy and healthy, just needs another day or so to absorb a little more. That's what we came for. We were hoping for something a little bit more ready to pop out, but that's what I was hoping for, so congrats to me. And obviously the possibility of that's a sunglow pepper or super sunglow pepper, being both parents were caramels, the caramel double head. But the problem with Murray blood stuff is they have that such a strong influence of bright orange into the hatchies that it's hard to tell what's actually a sunglow and what's a super sunglow until they grow up and breed. G'day, Faisy, how are you? The ant queen from the south. That looks like a pepper to me, possibly. The right sort of pattern. Get a look at the head on it. And that's going to be one of the issues, I guess. It's always been a problem picking albinos from sunglows. It's some of them, because of variation, you just really can't be 100% until they get to 9 months, 12 months of age before you can be sure of what's exactly what. The colours on the sunglows tend to blend a yellow, bright yellow and a yellow base. The albinos sort of have a yellow colour with a white base eventually, but it's very hard to pick when they are small. You've got to wait for them to blend a little bit. The caramel tends to wash out the pattern a fair bit on a lot of morphs I've found as well. So some morphs I'd actually prefer that they were just an albino, so it holds the patterning up a bit nicer. I can't find the head on that, so I'm going to give up. So yeah, I sometimes prefer just a straight, in an albino zebra jaguar, for instance, they tend to hold the pattern a whole lot nicer than a sunglow zebra jaguar, where all of that beautiful zeb jag pattern gets lost once it tends to colour up, and you almost end up with a yellow snake that looks a lot like just a sunglow. So awesome breeding potential, adding the caramel in there, but sometimes visually wise, just an albino does it. For me anyway, everyone likes their own things. Albino and very heavy pattern, so I'm pretty sure that one will just be straight albino or sunglow, as we just discussed. What have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 still. Congrats, Stuart. Cheers, mate. That's what we were here for. 9 to go. We get extra lucky and try and pull 2 albinos, 1 in 16 out of 22 eggs, 21 eggs, whatever it was. Stranger things have happened. Funny enough, the first caramel double head to caramel jag double head clutch that I cut not long ago only had 2 peppers in it, which is a little bit disappointing. So it's not always brilliant odds. Sometimes it's a little bit against you. This one, definitely caramel. Sort of fine-ish pattern, but see what the eye says before we get too excited. We can head there somewhere. There we go. Sorry to disturb you so much, but that is the magic. Little caramel pepper. Certainly in a much more reduced pattern. Darren's often talked about that blue haze the Murrays get. Look at that paper, it'll focus. Come on, camera. Or not. There we go. So we can see that solid eye. Beautiful trait of the silver pepper. And caramel thrown in is always a bonus. I do love some caramel. Straight caramel. Unreal. Even the ghost unreal. Sunglow is still the same, but like we talked about, sometimes a little bit lost and it tends to the normal caramel. And ghost, I feel, tend to hold their pattern a little bit better. This one's actually had a few goes at slashing the egg by the look of it. Not the greatest looking egg either. But good things often come out of scungy looking eggs. As we've seen, this one's certainly alive, bubbling away in there. It's definitely a good sign when you see the bubbles because they've made a good effort to start breathing. Disturb this one too much. Oh, that could be another one. That certainly is. Won't disturb him too much, but let me try and poke his head out there a little bit. Caramel pepper. He doesn't actually look that healthy. Could have been a development and didn't quite make the final stages by the look of that. A shame. There's a nice little caramel pepper that does not look healthy at all. No movement there, so leave it alone. Put another one back in. It does happen, sadly, sometimes for different reasons. There's 1,000 reasons why hatchies just don't tend to get going at times, and I find it amazing how often you get them go full term. But just don't kick on. So you get plenty of them to die mid-term. This egg also doesn't feel the greatest. Very hard egg and not sucked in as much. So I would say something not very developed in this, or it's very, very not ready. I'll try and cut a very small seed, try and not lose too much fluid. That's exactly right, Faye. Nature has its own way of sorting itself out, so if they lay a stack of eggs, then the odds of getting all of them out, or getting some out, are better. That one's alive and well, an albino of some sort. And obviously, however many of those then go on to live to be adults would be very small. It's life's tough as a hatchie in the wild, I'm sure. They're a good snack for most things. Kookaburras and goannas, anything that feels like a little meat tray. Where is that still? 6 to go. Albino Pepper, please. Definitely albino. Just albino, maybe. Yep, normal eye in there. Nice, rich colour. Again, the Murray influence is always nice. Just your standard albino. In a weird week for hatching here, there's snake tubs everywhere. They've just kind of had a dull patch for a couple of weeks and then they've just exploded. So 4 or 5 clutches out and 3 just in the processing today. So I will be busy for at least the next week. And that's caramel something. Very heavy in the pattern, so I'd say it's just a standard old caramel post double het. Oh, the eye there. No, just a bubble. Looks like a black eye, but judging by that pattern, I think not. I'll say that one is just a post double het. 4 to go. So Murray stuff for me tends to be fairly late, spring breeders, so they tend to tie up the end of the season for clutches, and then it's just the Bredli after that. So I have 3 clutches of Bredli to come after these last little Murray clutches. One's alive and well. I think that's just another caramel, which probably should be, caramel to caramel. Half the clutch will be caramel, quarter super caramel, and a quarter just wild type. So that is indeed another caramel post double het, which will be the number one result in this bunch. Fun for somebody to prove out all these POS things over the years. Certainly I've had good success, lots of luck with some POS het stuff. It certainly does happen when they're 66% POS. It's good odds. That is a stunning looking albino, but I never like when you see that murky yellow fluid in the egg. It, to me, is a very bad sign. Seemingly okay, but I always find that if anything swimming in that yellow murk generally does not do well. Definitely not absorbed well. I can't see a whole lot of movement in that. I think it's just an albino. But yes, that yellow non-absorbed mess generally results in nothing ever emerging from an egg, sadly. Well, this little guy sitting there watching on over his mates coming out. And the final 2. Come on, team yellow. This one seems a fair bit more absorbed. Nice feeling egg. Oh, hello, baby. That looks sensational. That is absolutely beautiful pattern. Glad this one feels a little bit more developed. Yep, it's instantly movement. Happy and alive. If I can, quite eggs very sucked in, very restricted in there for space. I'd love to get the head on this one up up to the top at least, and then let it do its thing. Very tight for space in there. There you are. A little bit wet up. There we go. That sack looks very full and tied up there as well, which I don't really like to see. But we'll see if we can get a shot of that good-looking head. That's the Magic Solid Red Eye. And very nice. If I had to guess, like we just talked about, that looks to me Sunglow. That's very, very orange. Tip of the nose, top of the head. The pattern just is very, very bright. I'll try and put it beside this one. Certainly against that one, you can see the difference between what I think looks to me Albino Pepper and Sunglow. Sunglow, Super Sunglow, don't know, but something. But excellent result for another one with the solid red eyes and the right colour. So fortunately, this clutch has done very well. I'll try and put this one back to sleep, and hopefully within a day it will disconnect from that big looking thick sack there and embrace us with its presence in happy, healthy condition. So excellent, very happy with that. Two of the albino or Sunglow peppers, and the lucky last egg. One to go. So that might cause for a celebratory drink a bit later on after I finish setting up a mountain of hatchie tubs I've got here. That is looking very much a wildie. Yep, and just a wild type plus double head to finish off. So very cool clutch though. Very happy with that. This is, looks like the magic pile of that one's caramel pepper times 2. Just a normal pepper. One albino. One very bright sunglowish looking pepper of some sort, and one caramel pepper that is DOA, sadly. So 2, 4, 6 from 21 or 22. It's near on the money for odds. Very happy to get 2 of the magic albino version. So very good result. Thanks, Deb. G'day, Richard. How are you, mate? Good to see you lurking around again. Yeah, very happy, mate. Very happy. Hi, Matt. So I do like the old, the standard caramel as well. For me, I love caramel stuff. So anything with caramel and something else thrown in for good measure is always a win. So I might wrap this clutch up, and if you've got nothing better to do, I'm probably just going to have a look back through some of the clutches that hatched this week, but I'll kill this one off and try and pack these up and clear some space, and I'll be back in 10 or so, and we'll have a look through a couple of other clutches that just popped out this week. So if you're bored with nothing to do, we'll see you in 10. Thanks everyone for dropping in. We'll catch you again soon.